Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to continue with the Aries season reading for the Aries idols. So today is going to be the turn of ATEEZ Yunho. Then tomorrow I'm going to do Sonwas as well. So yes, let's begin. He got the card of the Hangman, Five of Cups, Nine of Wands, the Fool, Five of Pentacles, and then from the Oracle of Radiant Sun, he got the card of Moon in Libra, Harmony. So honestly, I don't know why I got this these cards that makes me wonder, like, why does he feel so lonely? Like, I don't know. I know they had been working a lot, they have been like touring, but there's something in Juno that actually it's a mix of things. He seems to be like caught up in a situation, especially it's an emotional one, that makes him feel like very regretful and also thinking a lot about the past, and the things he didn't do or he didn't say. He's obviously like working on himself, because since he starts with the Hangman, there's this feeling of like, okay, I am stuck here emotionally, so since I cannot move on, I'm going to reflect on whatever is going on with me. um Definitely here in the middle of the reading we have the Nine of Wands, so this guy is tired. But I think that, like the Aries he's not going to admit that he's tired. He probably is not even going to admit that there are some things that make him feel like nostalgic. I think he's having a hard time letting go of someone, and he just stuck in there. His energy is stuck, but I think that he's like, nowadays he's more like surrendering to this to this feeling. Um, um, he's like, okay, I have to see this as from another perspective. Since I cannot let go of this, I have to see this from another perspective. Maybe I can learn something from this. Why am I like this? Probably for him, like emotionally, like moving on, is very hard. He has his guards very up. He has his defense mechanisms very, very high. And also, I believe that probably his circumstances, his reality, doesn't allow him to show his vulnerability. Probably it's not something serious, but he's like, I feel so sorry. Like, really, like, I wish I could have, like, value more a lot of things. So I don't know if he's mourning, like, the end of a relationship that he had, or a connection with someone. But for him, he's just hanging in there. He's like physically he has already moved on. He's in another stage in his life. His life is all about movement. It's all about, moving here, moving there. Like, it's all about fast movements, fast changes, changes of plans, changes of scenarios, changes of places. But for him, emotionally, is different. For him, probably emotionally, he's like, I still think about this that I went through, and And this is something that he goes through alone. He's not telling others like, oh, okay, like I feel like this, I feel very deep like this. No, he's like, I'm not going to bother others with this that I'm feeling, because probably he feels misunderstood. He's like, no one will get what I like. Because he's a very sensitive guy, honestly. I think that probably he does hide behind his responsibilities, and he's like, okay, I have no time for this. Like, I have to get back to work. I have to put my body to work. I have to keep moving, exercising, practicing. So this year is going to be very busy for Juno, very busy physically. They are also going to start anew when it comes to the group and new concepts, and so he has to somehow like be a bit lighter, in the sense that the cards of the Fool here is like, come on, this is a new adventure. So, while you can, while you are in this situation, like, yes, like, go through the grief, go through the emotional, um, the emotional ups and downs, like, really, like pay attention to how you feel, to what is triggering this, what do you regret, like, really, like, get emotional a bit. But also remember that, changes are coming, and we need you to set yourself free from this. We need you to, where we are going, you cannot bring that baggage with you. You cannot bring it with you. So this is why, the Nine of Wands, it's like, if you see this person standing here with all these rods in a very defensive way, he's looking at the right, not at the left side, at the other cards, at the cards of the beginning, at the Hangman and the Five of Cups. He's looking at it. He's like, you know what? I've been feeling like this for a while, so like, really, like, I have so much to do. Like, I cannot believe we're still stuck in here. That you still feel sorry for these things. And also probably for him it's hard to let go of criticism. I don't know, because here with the Five of Pentacles, definitely I think that even though he's a guy that constantly goes through transformations, just like the rest of the guys, and he has the opportunity, he has the luck that he has like a new beginning, he has something to look forward to. He has like, probably ATEEZ is going to experiment a lot with different scenarios, with different experiences. So, every little effort that he puts, like physically, like when it comes to his energy, when it comes to his stamina, everything will be like rewarded at the end. But he ends with the Five of Pentacles, so definitely for him it's like he doesn't feel good enough. Like, there's something that he's like, okay, I'm lacking in this. Like, really, I'm not doing very well. Like, I don't know if he compares himself to others, or for him it's like, I wish I could have showed something more of me, and he feels stuck. He probably is the type of person that if he makes a mistake, he will replay that scene over and over in his head. He's very stubborn in this sense. His energy is very stubborn, is very fixated on the things that he doesn't have. So it's really hard to actually find joy. It seems like he really like pushes himself also to the limits to cover this. I don't see him like acting like extra confident or being cocky or being pretentious about something, but I feel like he guards himself a lot behind Oh yes, I've been working a lot. Like I have been doing a lot. I have been doing extra hours. I have been doing extra things, to somehow cover or guard himself from. Sometimes I feel like I'm not good enough. Like, I don't know if I believe that probably he wants to show, probably he wants to stand out more, or probably he wants to try something new. Like I don't know if probably I don't know if he has a concept or he has a role in the group. I know he's a main dancer, but I don't know if maybe he's like, I would want to show like a different side of me, like like being a bit crazier, or I don't know, just standing up, like standing out a bit more. I want to really go crazy with my energy. I want to surprise the fans. I want to be more like impactful. I think that probably he compares himself to the others. There's something here about this Nine of Wands also looking at the left side, looking at the past and looking at what others had been doing, and also judging himself like, oh, okay, like, why do I feel like I give so much, but I don't feel like what I give is outstanding, like according to his perception, according to his vision of what he should have done. Um, I don't know. It's just that ATEEZ is a very powerful group, and you have very powerful members in general. So probably for him, it's like, I want to give more as well. I want to go crazier. I don't know why I get this word. I want to go crazy. Like really, he wants to be like this monster on stage. But I don't know if maybe his role or his performance in the group or his concept is to be sweeter, or is to be softer, or is to be more on the charming side, not that much on the ferocious kind of side. I believe that he wants to be wild on stage, but somehow he's like, he feels a bit like restricted, like, like I don't know if he feels like, oh, when it comes to his body, like he's not like strong enough, or when it comes to his, I don't know, his dancing, like I wish I was riskier, I wish I was like, I don't know. I think that he definitely wants to be seen as more passionate, but he just is he's just it's just that he's a very interesting mix of, I don't know why I say this, but he's a very interesting mix of fire and earth. I believe that he's an Aries, but he's not the kind of the dominating Aries. He's much more of the Aries that, yes, he can be unpredictable, but at the same time, it seems like he, people, when they see him, they expect him to be stable in his expressions. He is like the trustworthy guy. He's like the guy, the member that you really, that he's very consistent at everything that he does, so you trust that he's going to do great, that he's going to remain, that he's going to be consistent with his performance, and he's like, I want to break this mold. I want to be the opposite of what others are wanting from me. But I feel like I'm not there yet. Like I don't feel that confident. So yes, if we start with the Hangman, definitely for him probably is a year where he's going to feel a bit restricted when it comes to his expression. He would want to show himself as much more confident or raw, or maybe more masculine, I don't know. But it's like he's stuck there, like yes, in his emotional self, in himself, he knows he wishes he could be a bit more risky, but it's like, you have to stay there because that's your role. You already have a signed role for you. So it's like, you know, um, yeah, actually, I don't think that the cards that he got are not cards that indicate that he suffers, or that that he's overthinking, or that he's obsessing over mistakes or something like this. I think that he will go with the flow of the changes and everything that ATEEZ is going to go through. But at the end, with these fives here, the Five of Cups, the Five of Pentacles, definitely he's not in this moment in his career or in his personal life where he feels accomplished. Where he feels like, oh, like I am in my best era, or I am like I'm unstoppable, like I really, my energy is high out there. No, he's actually like a bit like, I don't know if what he does or what he gives to the audience is a bit like predictable, that somehow you somehow expect him to do. I don't know if it's the role, the position, the style, but it's something like, it seems that like he never changes. He always remains the same, and at the same time, that's also his what he's good at. I think that there's something about him also accepting himself, and accepting that in his own role, actually, he is good enough. And that we definitely, with having all these other strong characters, like the other ATEEZ members, like, for example, like Sun, like all of them, somehow we need to somehow like give a bit of balance to all the adrenaline that the others have. And in this sense, it doesn't mean that Juno doesn't have a character, that he doesn't have like a strong attitude. He does. It's just that, he will eventually learn to express it in a very different rhythm. That he has to understand that his style is not the same as the others. That probably his process of developing all his skills and showing himself is not going to be like the others. That is going to take a while, but he will always be the stable one. And that, at least from the perspective of an observer, we need someone like it seems like he cannot understand how valuable he is for the dynamic of the group. I think he needs some reassurance. He needs someone to let him know that he's doing great and that his efforts are appreciated, because definitely the guy is putting a lot of work. He's putting extra hours, he put in like a lot of like strength, passion. Definitely the guy is putting his body to work. But maybe, it would be good to remind him that he's appreciated. Then from the oracle, he got the card of Sun in Libra, harmony, which is very different. He's an Aries. We know that he's an Aries, but he got the Libra card. That Libra is the opposite of Aries. That is about harmony. So, this is very interesting. Probably him being an Aries, being in a constant battle with himself in his mind. But actually, this Libra card is inviting him to connect with harmony, to connect with maybe that he is a much more Venusian kind of person. That what he brings to the group is harmony. And that he is the Venusian kind of, like his actions are all about bringing balance and harmony to the dynamic and to his life as well. You know that he's not a broken Aries. It's not, there's nothing wrong with him. He's an Aries at the end of the day, but he's a softer Aries. He's not an explosive Aries, you know, like an excessive Aries, a childlike Aries. He's much more on the Venusian side. Like probably this Libra sun is like embrace that you are harmony, that you are gentle, that you are beauty. Embrace it. Embrace that this is your impact. This is how you impact and influence others. Bring in harmony. Because the others are so chaotic, so you maybe your role is to bring harmony. So yes, at the end of this year, he's going to come to this realization that, you know, sometimes with soft power you can do a lot more that with just being, you know, very like abrupt and in your face and aggressive and, you know, and sexual. And you know that sometimes, you know, you can go slowly, you know, consistent, and you will win a lot of hearts. So yes guys, this is all I have for him. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.